what we want to see in Six Flags in 2021. And Hershey always decides to make an appearance whenever you hit the red button for some reason. So Hershey, what were you thankful for Six Flags in 2020? Welcome to Adventures by D. I'm Adventurer Dave. If we're going to talk about Six Flags, if you want to hear about Six Flags and parks, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking this video and commenting. Today's subject, we're going to talk about Six Flags and what we'd like to see opening day and in the 2021 season. So opening day for Six Flags over Georgia, which is our home local park here in the Atlanta metro area, opens March 6th. So first of all, I want to cover though, instead of what we'd like to see in 2021, I also want to cover what we're thankful for in 2020. First off, we're very thankful for Six Flags over Georgia opening at all. So we're thankful for the reopening. It opened for a couple days in March, shut down due to the pandemic, and reopened in June. So those so thankful they had to adjust on the fly, Six Flags Corp, for all their parks to reopen pandemic. And you know, we all learned how to wear a mask, social distance, hand sanitize, the whole bit. Out of the parks that they have, I know 9 did not, or some just reopened at Christmas for drive-through events. So first thing I'd like to say is thank you Six Flags for reopening it all. The second thing I'd like to say about Six Flags that we're thankful for is the new website. So I know there's renewed focus on the guest experience from Six Flags Corporate. If you watch the investor calls, the conference call in January, you'll know that they have a renewed focus on the guest experience. And part of that's the new website. They started the reservation systems. They updated the website as a whole. It's a lot easier to get around. It's easier to find maps. It's easier to find a dining experience. It's easier to buy tickets, to buy parking, to do all the add-ons that you may want to do, to buy the flash passes. So enjoying the new website. We'll put a couple pictures in here over my shoulder. Very much better than the old website for those of us that use the old website, especially the reservation system, much more directly linked. So appreciate the new website. Third thing we're thankful for in 2020 for Six Flags over Georgia is the drive-through events. So as we all had to change during the pandemic, Six Flags had a couple drive-through events late in the season. One was the Candy Rush, which was at Six Flags Whitewater here in the Atlanta metro area. And it was a cool drive-through event with music and lights. And again, enjoyed it. Got to stay in the car, you know, very safe. Listen to the music, saw the lights, very bright, you know, 4K like neon lights. Put a little video in here, and it was over in Whitewater, so not at Six Flags or over Nostell, more towards Marietta. So liked the lights and got value out of that, and it was part of our Christmas this year. So thank you for that, Six Flags. And then finally the Hot Wheels drive-thru, which was a new experience. That was especially cool to see all the monster trucks and some of the Star Wars cars and the Hot Wheel cars, things that we grown up with really had come to life. Plus you got the drive-thru part of the Six Flags park, which is a unique experience. So we really enjoyed both drive-thru events and would love to see more of that in the future. The fourth thing we are thankful for from Six Flags in 2020 is our passes are extended to 2021. So if you have a Six Flags pass 2020, Six Flags has extended them to the year 2021. So that's great for us, you know, as a family of 4, that's something we don't have to buy this year. We can get good value out of them, and we're looking forward to going back, not just opening day, for most of the events again in 2021. I know if you have a membership, you had the option to pause the membership, which was great from Six Flags. You didn't have to do the monthly cost if you weren't going to go to the park. So that was another great option that they gave to not just the pass holders, but also the members. And I know from listening to the investor calls, they're looking forward to increased demand as the world normalizes a bit. So I hope to see everybody out there at the Six Flags parks. And I know we're looking forward to getting out there here in a couple weeks. One thing we're also thankful for is better security and screening at the entrance to the park. So not only did they move security away from the ticket takers, they also added the health screening where security is. So they can check your temperature at the same time they x-ray whatever's in your bags or on your person. So it's all one process away from the ticket taker at the front gate. It's more out towards the membership, kind of near where the trolleys drop you off now, the parking trolleys. out near the Georgia Scorcher, the stand-up roller coaster, if you're familiar with the park. Right there, then and there is where you go through the security, you take off your hat and glasses, and they do the health screening via machine, and they also do the screening for security. So much easier, just walk right through, take off your hat and glasses, walk right through. If you have a bag they want to check, they may ask you to do a hand check. Otherwise, you're free to walk through around to the front gate, and there's where you get your ticket scanned. So that makes it easier and much less backup at the front gate. So that's one of the good things that the pandemic brought on. So again, just to summarize, 5 things we're thankful for Six Flags in 2020. Reopenings, 1. The new website is 2. Better customer experience. The drive-through events are 3. The passes extended through 2021 is 4. And then the better security and health screening is 5. So let's move on now to what we would like to see from Six Flags in 2021. So super looking forward to getting out there opening day and enjoy the season out there this year. What's number 1 on my list I'd like to see from Six Flags in 2021? If you've seen any of our videos, probably not going to be a surprise, but they need a better food experience or a food experience out there in Six Flags. And I don't know if that's a crazy shake, a crazy donut, a signature churro, a signature pretzel. You know, like Dollywood has its cinnamon bread, Six Flags needs that signature item or that signature restaurant. And I've done all the surveys. I know they're thinking about it. They're working on it. I know their management knows that the food experience and the number 2 coming up, the merch, which we're going to talk about, those are the top 2 things that aren't high on customer satisfaction that they're working on. So that's exciting that they know about that. I know they're considering maybe even putting a chain somewhere in the park. It's not a fact, but I know in the surveys they've asked about, would you go to a Five Guys or a Culver's or something, your chain, to get food within Six Flags. So I know they're considering it. I would just like to see somewhere where I could take my family of 4 and get a decent hot meal. And it doesn't have to be, it could be salads, it could be burgers, it could be pizza. I don't really care what it is. And I know you can get that in the park now, but you know, I need something fresh and hot and of decent quality, whether it's a salad or a 3-layer burger. We just need a food experience in there. Again, it could be from Six Flags or it could be from a chain. I know there's a Johnny Rockets in there. I've eaten at that Johnny Rockets more than once, and it's not the same quality that I would get at a Johnny Rockets outside of Six Flags. So much like Starbucks has been in the Disney, and when I go to Starbucks in Disney, I get the same drink that I do here in Georgia. That's kind of what I'm looking to see. The second thing, which I mentioned already, is merchandise, and better merchandise. You know, as I look around, I'm willing to pay for something with Six Flags on it. You see my cup here in the video. You know, it's not a question of price to me, it's a question of quality and up-to-date merchandise. You know, the best merchandise I've seen on the site has been in the Batman shop in the Gotham City area. That's probably one of the more updated shops. And there has been some t-shirts in there I would buy. There's also been some pretty cool HoloFest or Fright Night merch that I've seen that I consider buying. But other than that, as I look around at the shops, I haven't seen a lot of things of Six Flags that I would like to see, whether it's a hoodies or a hat or a zip up or a fleece or any kind of basic thing that I would buy at Disney and Universal, like a coffee mug. I would consider getting at Six Flags. It just doesn't seem like the options are there and the quality's there, you know, versus even you know, Universal or Disney. So definitely better merchandise is my second request. Virtual queues. I know these are somewhat controversial with some, and I know Six Flags has experience with virtual queues in the past. I know Whitewater had it 10 years ago. But for some of the bigger rides, especially with the pandemic still going on, maybe the Monster Mansion, maybe Goliath, I'd love to see a virtual queue. Use your app, which is getting better and better all the time. Another way to leverage the mobile app. And let us put it in for a virtual queue. You know, when I get to the park, maybe I'll ride Goliath in 2 or 3 hours. It's in my app, but I know when I go back, I won't have to wait in line. So I know they have the Flash Pass, but I'd like to see more of a virtual queue system where I know I can go back in a certain time without waiting 20, 30 minutes to get on the ride. I know some of those rides, like I mentioned, and maybe even Pandemonium sometimes on the crowded days, especially the water rides have long lines. So I would love to see more virtual queuing. I'm not saying I need virtual queues at some of the rides that don't have the waits, but some of the bigger rides on the busier days, I personally would love to see virtual queues through the app. Number 4, what I'd like to see in 2021 at Six Flags is more mobile ordering. So I used mobile ordering for the first time during HalloFest at JB Sports Bar. We've got a couple burgers there. And then I went to get the Grape Ghost drink, the Grape Sprite drink, if you will, that was part of the HalloFest kind of special drinks. And I had to wait at the drink stand to get that, and it wasn't available at JB's, and they didn't have mobile ordering. So while the mobile ordering experience was awesome at JB's, I got the food when it was ready. When I came up on the app, I ordered on the app. No cash had to change hands. I still had to go get my drink from a stand that didn't have it. So I'd like to see mobile ordering more. I'd like to see mobile ordering across all the food places in the park and the drink places. Let's just go ahead and use the cashless app and do mobile ordering, and better for us, probably cheaper for Six Flags, and less contact, which is key right now. So finally, what we'd like to see in 2021, I'd like to see more continued ride maintenance. I know they've been working on the rides. I know the Georgia Cyclone has had the makeover, which is, it's much better now. The combination of the the combination of the steel and wood roller coasters. I know they're working on the Great American Scream Machine. They're replacing some of the wood and doing some other paint jobs over the last couple years. But I would love to see, like Monster Mansion, like to see get a little love, a little maintenance up front there as you sit in the boat. That area can use a little TLC. And just continue getting the rides maintained and keeping them like I remember them every time I go back, which I know is not cheap. But again, I know Six Flags is focused on the customer experience, and that's part of it. You know, the two big things, I mentioned 5 things: better food, better merch, virtual queuing, mobile ordering, and continued ride maintenance. I know the 2 big things after watching the investor conference that they pride themselves on is thrill rides and a food experience. So really, you know, the first and the 5th one have to do with that. The thrill rides, the better food, and more maintenance on the thrill rides. I think the ride selection is great. I'm not complaining about the rides that are there. I know there's some talk about some of them going away, but the ones that are open and working, I think they have a great selection of rides, whether it's the water rides, Goliath, Georgia Scorcher, the Blue Ninja in the back, or excuse me, the Blue Hawk, which used to be the Ninja in the back. Superman's awesome. I think underrated. Batman's great. And I love the Justice League. Love that indoor ride. I don't have any problem with the selection of rides. I love all the rides there. I don't ride every single one every time I go, mainly because we're local, but 2, it just depends on what I'm in the mood for and how much time we have. But I think the ride selection is great, and they've added a lot over the last couple of years, so I don't have a problem with them. You know, if they want to bring in a big double launch, triple launch coaster, that's fine with me, but just maintain the rides you have. I don't see that as, you know, bringing in a ride. I'm not sure one's needed at Six Flags over Georgia, but, you know, I'd ride it if they did bring one in. I'm more about the maintenance of the rides that they have. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This is a little bit different than what we've done in the past, but I try to add some value here as we continue to go to Six Flags and you come to the channel for Six Flags content. So if you enjoyed this new content, remember to subscribe, like, and comment on the video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, may the adventures be with you.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and
Ringing a bell.
so you'll be notified of our next upload. And as always, may the adventures be with you.